Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Abby Haggard, and I seem to have walked through a vortex. I look perfectly okay in the other room. It's like this. Perfectly fine. Not so fine. How are we? I have been all over the map. I don't mean that geographically. It has been more of a mind reset and whatnot. The last 2 days, and I think really the end of Sunday, felt like a kind of a tying together of things that were just not coalescing, just not, when you try to cook something, make something, and you're following the instructions, you look down and you think, this is not what the picture looks like. I don't know what I've done. This is not what the picture looks like. I have a story to tell you about that. It's pretty funny. And here we are. We're now looming in on the time of year when everything comes together. Now it says it can't post on something, but they're all there. All right. Well, we don't understand why that's not doing what it says it's doing. I get distracted. So I see you and you see me, and then over to my right, there's a list of things that tell me what is going on. It's only marginally in a language that I comprehend. So every so often I kind of get pulled into a vortex over there, and I apologize. So dither. I'm Abby Haggard. This is my office in my tiny corner of the world, and it is resiliently and relentlessly and bravely bright and orange and cheerful, because outside it is a gentle shade of Eeyore gray, who, he's trying his best, but it's just, oh, I don't know. And so, good morning, Freddie. How nice to see you. And so, to counteract that, because it's insidious, you get a gray sky and you get gray cars and you get people all hunched in because it's cold, and it's, well, good morning, Miss Maggie. Good morning. Congratulations on the arrival in your hot little hands in your email inbox. Proof positive that you have stepped boldly where a lot of people say, oh, I don't know. What do you think, dear? Well done, you. Well done. I'm just explaining to people that on gray days, on gray, cool, damp days, on gray, cool, damp, kind of goes into your bones. The pavement is sort of the same shade as the sidewalk, the same shade as the cars, the same shade as the sky. We need to dig in a little deeper and find something that goes, ta-da, because otherwise we have to work so hard, and we shouldn't have to work so hard to just be our natural, I'm walking here. We don't have to be pounding the hoods of cars on Fifth Avenue. We don't have to be Park Avenue. We don't have to be doing great global changing things. We can simply be here. And alrighty then. And you know what? The beverage is warm and it's in my mug, and now I'm going to just take a sip. We should be able to do that without this flailing and wailing going on, right? Right. So the beginning of every month is a transition. It gives us a chance to say, what was that? Never mind, let's move forward. And it gives us also a chance to say, okay, I have a few things left over. It also gives us a chance to say, yes, this is what I want. And I was reading after our amazing session yesterday, Maggie. I was reading something that is a reminder for all of us. I talk about it endlessly, but after a while, I'm just the redhead doing this, right? If you talk about the decision you make to make a change in the past tense, because the minute you made it, it is in the past. It's only a second ago. Nevertheless, it's part of the story. I remember the time I decided I remember the time I said, yep, this is me and this is now. And even if it was 5 minutes ago, even if it was a week ago, a year ago, a decade ago, those are benchmarks. And we get to look at them and say, yep, that was a good day. Even if it was yesterday, it means that we have taken a bold step into our own self. We have said, I am walking here now. I was walking there. I was unsure. I did, gosh, remember the day when I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. Remember that? Wow. How long ago was that? Gosh, and everything's changed since I did that. We deserve to do that for ourselves. These are the gifts that I want to talk about in this episode today. This ABCAST 415, 415 of these, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, humans of all shapes and sizes, assorted pets and accompanists. We get to say, I chose that. I chose me. I said, yes, that was then. And this is me. That was them. That was a previous me. And you know what? I did a good job. I did a great job as that version of me. That version of me deserves a hug. Well done, you. And now, in this end month of the year of the snake, I have shed those habits. I can remember them. I can cherish what they did do. And now I have new ones. Now I have new ways of saying I'm walking here. I have new tools. And the minute I say, I made that decision yesterday. Maggie and I were talking, and I said, if you click the button now, then it happened on the 1st of December. You can do it tomorrow. It'll be fine. It'll be 2025, which means you're already on your way. And that's an incredible mind shift that we can look at and say, yeah, I made the decision. I've been thinking about it. I was ready. I was chewing on it. And then one day I thought, what the heck? Let's do it. And now you can say, yeah, you know when it happened. I can tell you, if you got a minute, I'll tell you when it happened. I was doing this. And all of a sudden I thought, oh my God, I can do that. It was incredible. Have you had a thing like that happen? Yeah. Oh yeah, my gosh. Remember last summer when yes. And everybody is talking about the day they chose to climb Everest. The day they made the decision. The day they said, yes, for me, is momentous. We need Post-it notes all over the place. The date, the time, the place. That's when I chose me. And I keep choosing me. Even when I fall down, I get up and I say, the end needs work. The dismount needs work. And then we get to move forward. And we get to do something different about our new days, right? So the theme today, because it is December, and for 25 years, I was one of my new alter egos way back 20-something years ago. I became not Mrs. Santa. I became Merry Christmas, the lifelong companion and friend to Father Christmas, in a vintage, age-old world that set itself down in a village called Manotick, just south of Ottawa. And we had horse-drawn wagons, and we had gatherings of seniors and kids and families, and there were, craft markets, and we had a breakfast in a beautiful old heritage building that was created and maintained by seniors and young students serving tables. And we would wander around and in and out of the village and pop our heads in stores and say, "Don't tell me you've been good. I know better. I've seen the book. Right, Father Christmas?" And he would nod wisely and say, "Yes, you still have time though." And we created this alive dynamic We created this interactive magic that wasn't endless shifting lines of exhausted kids and parents in a shopping mall somewhere, waiting to get that picture sitting on the knee of saying, for Christmas, I want to be anywhere but here. We created something that was alive. And year after year, we would have people coming back and saying, remember last year? And I would blink and they'd say, when the blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. One year, right close to the end of my time doing the beautiful job, a woman came in and she said, my two sons have a favor to ask. And I said, oh, of course, where are they? And she said, and I looked, and there were these two tall, handsome young men. And I said, well, hello, boys. And they laughed. And she said, they want to recreate a picture. And I said, okay. And she showed me the picture. And I was sitting in a chair that was still right there. And there were two young boys, small boys, sitting on my lap. And I said, oh my God, absolutely. So we did two pictures. I sat down and these large, hulking, handsome men sat on either knee, happily, thankfully, bracing themselves so the weight wasn't breaking me. And they were grinning, and one of them was holding up the picture, which was awesome. And then we switched, and the two boys sat together. It was a big armchair. Two boys sat together, and I perched myself on their knees, and I held up the picture. The best thing about taking on that role, about stepping into a mom concept, idea, energy, is of course the doing, of course the creating in the moment, of course making it, alive and well with those crazy kids and the writers and the producer and the crew, making it less lie, making it an interesting uphill, sideways dance of some kind, is when they come back. When they see me at a live event and they're walking and they have a picture of something that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And they say, I said I'd be back. And what that's creating is the conversation that I have been having with Gary about the direction we're taking with our coaching, with our mentoring, with our sharing what it really means to empower, to enable, to inspire. And in the conversation with Maggie, who was boldly going where she had not even remotely thought she would go. Why are we thinking this matters? I have my 5 questions. What does it do? Who is it for? What does it serve? How does it change? We're talking about the reason for the idea, the concept itself, and once we breathe life into it, what its little plan is going to be, and where it's going to go, and who it's going to set free. This is the 3-part evolutionary process. From I wish I had an idea to, oh look, it's an idea, and I wonder what it's for. Oh, I had no idea. Well, how wonderful is that? Can I share you with other people? We are talking about a pivotal moment in time, speaking of Pivotry, in which we are all recognizing that something or some things have shifted. And it's not about whether it's good or bad, because change is change is change. And sometimes it has rough edges. That's what the polishing is for. Change is change is change. And we always get to choose to change or be changed, to own the energy to be at the beginning and say, I'd like it to go this way. I think it should do this. And be part of that evolution rather than be the reluctant dragon being dragged behind. We can choose anywhere we want to be on that spectrum. The thing is, it doesn't matter whether we're keen or not. Change is change is change. And we have all the opportunities presented to us. What is difficult is to grasp that when we're in it. You know, I had this crazy conversation, Gary and I are brainstorming what it is that makes it difficult for people to grasp something that is literally right there. And, and I said randomly, you know what's funny? When you're swimming, you don't feel wet. You don't feel wet. You feel wet when you're not supposed to be wet. When you're walking and a bucket of water drops on you because your whole mindset was focused on dry, and your clothes are telling you that the focus has shifted with or without us. But when you're in the water, when you're swimming away, you're doing your thing, you're playing ball, you're doing whatever, and you're just lying there saying, this is heaven. Your brain isn't saying, oh my God, I'm wet, because you're of the wet, you're with the wet. It's only when we are separate from that we get a sense that something's different. So change is change is change. It's hard to grasp, it's hard to recognize, it's hard to realize it has happened, is happening when we didn't think of it. Change is difficult when we didn't think of it because we weren't prepared. It's like a surprise party. You know, if you're planning the surprise party, you're all in. Yeah, right. When you're the poor unsuspecting schmo who's walking up the street, yeah, it's going to be a moment for them in a moment. How we look at what we are. It's so exciting to say, this is why I celebrate birthdays. And I celebrate them for as long as I possibly can. Because it's a moment to say, I remember when I had the idea. I remember when you and I first talked about it. Do you remember that? Everything from the minute the little idea went ta-da in there to, listen to this. And my eyes and your eyes got the same size. Oh my. Oh. Do you remember that? Yeah. Wow. Feels like forever ago. I know, right? But it's no time at all. Yeah. Remember the day before? Gosh, I was feeling so, I don't know, just kind of bleh, right? Yes, me too. And then we decided to talk. And kaboom, right? Yes. What if you and I, and me, what if you and I were to do this right now? Okay? I'm going to imagine that you have just agreed to give a new thing 100% of your effort for 5 minutes. Let's say we just had that conversation, whatever the new thing is, right? You agreed. I said, what do you say? You said, you know what? 100%. How long can you do it for? Today, right now, 5 minutes. We'll see after that. Okay. When do you want to do it? And you said, right now is as good a time as any. Do you remember that? You remember? And then I said, all right, go. And you did it. Do you remember that? And then it was over and you said, wow, that was fast. We can do that again soon. Do you remember that? Yeah, me too. You know what I just did for us, for thee and me? I just took the conversation that we usually have in the present tense and the future. And I rewrote it, didn't I? I rewrote it as our shared memory. We've already done it. We already are. It's already happened. We're standing on the outside edge of it because we've just been through it. How do you like it? How does it feel? Does it work? Awesome. And you said, boy, that took no time at all. I can do that again soon. All right. Well, let's schedule it in then. And once we put it in our calendars, we've done that too together. And that's part of our story. That's part of the trajectory that we're on. Now, I've just reinvented something with you right now. We just reinvented something. We reinvented, you and I, we reinvented how to see our new reality as already arrived. When we get off the session today, you're going to say, this weird thing happened. You know, Abby was talking about reinventing our December holidays. And would we, if we could? And right in the middle of it, she started reinventing the way we think about things we're doing. Celebrating them as ta-da moments already done. And it felt weird at first, but I like it. I felt it. We did do it. She walked us through it. Yes, I remember it. Because you know what doesn't matter? It doesn't matter how long in the past it was. We are now, and what I just said to you a split second ago is our history. It's our part of our history. I remember the time. Well, I would hope so, because it was, if we do this, if we take a Post-it, I have little ones. They're not all pink. Some of them are orange. A few are lime green. And I write little prompts on them. I write ta-da, and I just put it someplace. I'm walking by and I forget that I did it, I'm walking by, what is that? Ta-da! Little Post-it looking. And I put them all over the place. When it occurs to me, something happens, makes me laugh, I write, dear God in heaven, DJ. And I'll put it on the fridge. Right? Oh God. And it makes me laugh. It gives me back that moment that's in the past, right? Except that it's never in the past. The subconscious brain doesn't know that things are past. The subconscious brain is constantly now, forever now. So why not give us permission? If we thought it, we own it. I thought, therefore I am. Okay then. If I thought awesome, where's the flag? Where's the fireworks? Oh, they're right here. I will draw them on my Post-it note. We can celebrate every win. We can celebrate every moment we're in. Today's the 2nd. This Friday the 5th is the anniversary date of an accident that I was a passenger in. And I am blessed and gifted and beyond words grateful that I survived. Every day, every year is a bonus. Every single one. The bad ones, the good ones, the strawberry ones, the ones that probably should have stayed in the oven another 3 minutes, all of them, they're bonuses, they're gifts. Do I always have an awesome day? Sometimes I think I'll lie down for a minute day with my head on the cool linoleum tiles. Sometimes I was fall over tired last 2 weeks ago. Work, excited, gonna do a big launch, yay, had to cancel. Weather related. Devastating. Except not so much. At the time, yes. Frustrating, yes. Disappointing, yes. Call all the people, oh no, yes. But you know what? It didn't feel devastating last night when Maggie and I were busy brainstorming what the new thing is looking like and how it's going to walk and talk and do what it does. That sad moment was a memory. And it's not over. I've postponed it. All the stuff that we want to say, oh, if only, well, do it. Just say, I'm done. I did it. Here it is. Right? Ta-da. Hold it up. Stick it on your shirt. What does that say? It says ta-da. Ta-da today and every day. This is what I'm talking about. If you could, would you reinvent our December holidays? Would you say, it's never ho-hum. It's always ho-ho or something. Never ho-hum. Why? Because there's people involved and pets and expectations and a whole lot of what was I thinking is going on. But at the same time, there's a certain sameness about it. Well, what if we changed it out? What if we said, I want to do this? Not instead, in addition. What if we said, I want to set out a plate and I want to set out a little box with a bow on it. On that plate. Think about this. And everyone will say, who's that for? And the answer is, well, that's for the me I'm about to be. That's for the version of me I'm becoming. And as she arrives, I want her to know, we've been waiting. What if we did that? What if when we go to somebody's house and we're going to spend our time together with them, whoever it is, family, friend, random stranger, and what if we all bring that small plate and that small gift? Not for them. What if we all did that? Think about that. Every single one of us brings a small welcome gift to the me we are becoming. And everybody takes a moment. And when we're doing the thing we do, however it is that we do it, whether we're by ourselves, surrounded by just one or two, loving remembrances of the people who were among us, what if we set that plate down with that small gift on it? And we pause in our remembrance of those past, those present, those on their way, and say, let's all raise a glass. To the me we are becoming. Because if we wait for the end of the year, if we wait for a particular time, if we say we can't do it until this or that or the other, we're setting limits that aren't real. We're demanding some kind of structure, containing, confining, limiting, defining, something that's bigger than that. If we say, I got this for you, we take that little gift. You know the kind I mean, they're little tiny gifts, a little bow on it. Go to the mirror. Go to the mirror in the bathroom. Go to the mirror in the hall. Hold it up. Look in the mirror. I got this for you. I'm glad you're here. What if we kept it on the plate by the mirror? You know, the one where we brush our teeth. The one where we check to see if we have spinach on those same teeth on our way out the door. When we go to bed and we know in the morning we're going to reach in the fridge and take out something to have first thing, what if we put the plate with a little gift on it in the fridge? We go to bed, open the morning, I get up, coffee, no, whatever, open the fridge, little gift. It's time. It's time to, well, good morning. Well, good morning, Eddie. Good morning. Only 22 shopping days until Christmas. Well, good morning, Mr. Dwayne. What are you doing? Here's the thing. I'm talking about being good to us because we deserve it. I'm talking about being good to the future us and the past us and all the us's. I'm glad you're here too. Well, see, I'd be here, Dwayne, because I'm the one doing the video and you. We love Dwayne. If we are taking the moment in the middle of doing something and thinking, what on earth is what on earth is that? What is wrong with you? Look in the mirror. I'm going back and I'm coming in again. And we're going to start over. Pay attention. And the only person you're talking to is you, but that's fine. If you have terrible things happen, if they blindside you, if they sideswipe you, and they do, I'm not this relentless Pollyanna, believe me. By the way, ask Dwayne if I'm a relentless Pollyanna. if I give in to the random dreck, why did I get out of bed then? When something deeply, seriously troubling happens, and it scares me, and it scares you, we deserve a hug. We deserve the knowing that the hug is there. How we deserve the knowing is by planting it, for heaven's sake, in the first place. Gary and I were talking several times recently about the expectations we have of people when they don't have the capacity, they don't have the ability to deliver. And it's crushing for them, it's crushing for us, it's crushing for everyone. Because we have invested a degree of hope in something that is going to be a difficult goal to achieve. Sometimes what we have to do is say, I need to shift my expectations. I need to see what I'm supposed to really see. And that's hard when we've invested so much of ourselves in what we wanted it to be. So this is why I'm saying this has been a very challenging, interesting, up, down, sideways year for a lot of us, for a lot of reasons. And I think it's time to realize that we deserve to look in the mirror and appreciate ourselves for showing up for us. We deserve that. So that's how I'm going to reinvent my holidays, my gift special moments this Christmas. I'm going to thank me. And I'm going to welcome the emerging me. And I'm going to say, let's do this. I'm going to say, alrighty then. And I'm going to get the little box, and I'm going to get the little bow, and I'm going to put it on the little plate. Because we all deserve a fresh way to say, for me, well, thank you. You shouldn't have. On second thought, yeah, you should. Thank you. We deserve that. And if we do it for us, then we're teaching everyone. We're guiding them. We're showing them the way. And then our expectation of greatness, of goodness, of, well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. We're removing the burden of that. You know, we'll talk soon, Wayne. Love you back. When we have expectations, when we beat ourselves up for things, we're stalling, we're staying stuck. We're anchoring in something that we can't fix because it was. And we're fixating on it so it's going to stay with us longer than it needs to. It's been a challenging year. And we're already here. And when we look back and say, I did that. Holy cow, I did that. Good on me. Then it breathes new life in things that have become a little ho-hum. Do I miss doing the Manitic Christmases? You know, there's a part of me every year that says, I'm never doing that again. Are you crazy? I'm going to be cold for the next 6 months. And then by the time it comes around, of course I'm going to do it. But the one year, it was, it just felt like it was time, you know? And I'd found a new Santa. I'd found a new Father Christmas. And I managed to cajole, coerce, bludgeon him into seeing the possibility. And I met the woman who had exactly the right kind of energy to step into Merry Christmas's shoes and reshape her energy. And that decision was a while ago, almost as long as the time I was doing it. But when the memories come up and I see them and I think, you know, I'm going to post that again. Why? Not because I'm hoping we all go back. It's because I'm hoping we all see and celebrate the incredible power and mystery that nostalgia holds for us. Not that it holds us back, but it makes us smile all over again, and it brings fresh energy to what we are doing right now in this moment. Let's do this. So where we are today, in my corner of the world, it's the 2nd of December. All kinds of holidays are celebrated this month. All kinds of cultures, all kinds of shapes, all kinds of sizes, all kinds of reasons. And without going into their merits, that we feel a desire, a compulsion to celebrate is so much better than just saying, I think I'll stay under the bed. Because we deserve it. We deserve saying, I'm walking here. I'm still walking here. And when you come back tomorrow, I'll be walking here again. Because that's why we're here. We are not pivoting. We are Pivotry. We are the art form, the resetability, the what-ification, the what if. I wonder. That's us. That's thee and me. And every time we do it, it's another memory for the record books. On November 29th, in 2022, I said, let's do this. Today, days later, it's episode 415. Twice a week, every week, except for minor adjustments. Why? It's my gift to me. It's my promise to you. It's my goal setting capability. I want this moment to be an aha. That's why I create it. It's why I get up at a specific time. It's why I choose what I'm going to wear. It's why I decide what I'm going to say and do and think and be. Most of us, including me, spend a lot of time on autopilot. This month I want it different. And because I want it different and I'm choosing to make it different, it's already different. Yesterday, on the 1st of December, the universe handed me a bludgeon. And while I was in conversation with two amazing people at separate times of the day, I used it. Well, it was given to me. What did that do? It jolted. It got our attention. It was a, yeah. That got set in motion and now has a life of its own. Now is spreading its ripples. That was intentional. That was on purpose. I own the Pivotry bus. I'm driving it. And I'm giving people the opportunity to climb aboard and change their trajectory with my help, with all these tools. So between now and Thursday, when we meet again, and I have something more to say, I would very much like it if you take a moment and think about the gift idea, the gift to your past and present and future me. Congratulate you. Congratulate them for coming, for being, for staying, for seeing. Congratulate them for their readiness. Congratulate you. You deserve it. We all do. I think it's important we get together. We have our traditions. We do what we do. We bring what we bring. And I think what we all need to do is take that moment. Give thanks for the food. Give thanks for the company. Give thanks for the opportunity. And then take the moment and give thanks for the future me. And all the infinite possibility. That's my reinvention. I can't wait to hear what yours might be. So Without you, this is a rehearsal. I thank you every time. Thank you for telling your friends. Thank you for taking the moment to say, I'm going to prioritize this. It means everything. So be good to you. Beyond all this, be good to you. You deserve it. Remember to hug your loved ones because they deserve it too.